So guys, welcome to this next module. Now this is going to be about building your character. Now once again, this whole course, it's not going to be like other personal branding courses you've seen out there where they're like, post at this time and join engagement groups and be yourself. Like fuck that. All of those people are just trying to hide what they're actually doing so they can probably sell you more shit later on down the line. Once again, we're gonna get real practical here. But the reason I say this is because this module will be about actually building your character. Now, you know, we made the first mindset shift, which was, dude, you're now a business, right? You're a business, start thinking of yourself as a business. The second shift is you need to look at your character and you need to analyze your character and you have to build your character. Now, in the same way that you see characters in movies and there's something about them, they have this self-awareness, they know who they are, they know who they're trying to be, and you love them for it. Whether they are fucking hilarious, whether they are a nerd, whether they're just kind of strange, it doesn't matter what they are, just as long as they understand it and they have the self-awareness. So, for example, I'll give you some big players in the entrepreneurial niche. You've got Tai Lopez. He is just like the nerdy guy who is all about like knowledge.
All right. Opportunities. But you know what? Something happened that changed my life. Knowledge.
And that's how he started out. And once again, people are drawn to it because he's not trying to be anything else. You've got someone like Russell Brunson. He's just kind of like your regular guy who's done really amazing things. And once again, guys, don't think that you need to be outspoken or super straightforward or confident to actually grow a huge social media. As I said, I would say Tai Lopez is by far the biggest personal brand out there, or at least the personal brand that is making the most amount of money. Trust me, he's making more money than people like PewDiePie, stuff like that, because he has all these courses, and once again, he thinks like a business person. So yeah, I would say he has the biggest personal brand out there. I know it may seem like he's in your face and whatnot, but he's not like your typical like leader, you know, someone like Tony Robbins, super loud and like in your face and stuff like that. He just is kind of quirky, kind of weird, but he's built that character for himself. So yeah, Russell Brunson, just a regular guy who's done really dope things. And then you look at someone like Alex Becker. He's very like in your face, he's very crass, all that stuff. Doesn't really bullshit. Then you've got someone like Gary Vee, who's like super in your face every single minute. You've got someone say like Tim Ferriss. Once again, he's kind of like low key. He's very calm, composed, kind of like bounces off of other people's ideas and is more of just like a storyteller from other people's experience. Master interviewer, stuff like that. Anyways, all of these people have one common denominator. They know themselves, they know their character. So I thought in this module, I would actually just completely rip open my own thinking, because, you know, I've found that people have a really strong connection with me because I'm very authentic. You know, I don't like to bullshit with you guys. You know that I'm more than happy to put myself on the line. I'm happy to accept blame. I'm happy to admit things that I've done that I'm not particularly proud of in my past. And yeah, I thought that I would actually just, rather than try to preach and tell you guys as to how to build your character, I'll tell you how I actually went ahead building mine. So first of all, some of my followers actually noticed a pattern within my Instagram. It's usually 3-4 emotional spike photos, you know, where you're like, shit, I can't believe you just said that. And it's kind of in your face. And then the fourth or fifth one will be me telling a story where you get to know more about my personality, the fact that I'm a human, that I experience pain, that, you know, I'm not perfect. Or the fourth, fifth one will be some sort of value, so that once again, you know, I'm not just airhead, just posting these photos and whatnot. So guys, I thought I would quickly go on my Instagram right now and prove that I am actually working with this pattern. So let's go through some of my current photos. So at the time of recording this, if we look at my latest post, it's somewhat of an emotional spike. I speak on this generation but can't change it alone. The one before this, it's a longer caption. Boom, make you feel good. Once again, I mean, you can insinuate what you want from there. Overnight shift, once again, you can insinuate what you want from there. So you can see two emotional spikes. Then this one is a bit of a video, a bit shorter, but once again, this is more like, this is meant to spike your emotions, make you feel something. And once again, when you feel something, then my page is more memorable. Once again, a bit of emotional spike. Here I'm actually just asking for some book recommendations, stuff like that. Emotional spike, just trying to learn from my father's mistakes and be a better man.
Fourth quarter, I'm about to gain some traction. They try to hit me up. Had to tell her she was a distraction. Once again, emotional spike. And what always happens? But look, we got pretty much 3 emotional spikes here. What happens below that? Super long, or long caption, right? Where once again I'm going in detail. Emotional spike. A little bit of I had an interview showing some of that, and once again, you know, it's usually 2 or 3 emotional spikes. So emotional spike here, a bit of info on just current situational stuff, and then once again my experiment, long caption, and then the emotional spikes keep going. And basically I found it quite amusing that my followers at this point can kind of pick up on the pattern and can kind of see why I'm doing these things. So yeah, let's jump back into the module, but just thought that I would show you that that's actually the case, that I pretty much follow the same pattern. So let's hop back into the module.
So yeah, that's kind of like my formula for Instagram with YouTube. I try to give my people a bunch of different sides of me. You've got me that's like super in your face. You've got me which is a bit more sensitive. You've got me that's like super technical, business thinking. So I try to give people a whole scope of emotions on my YouTube. You know, so I identify most with sort of the leader role. You know, the fact that I've actually experienced it. I've gotten my hands dirty, and this is my experience with it. Now the problem with someone like me, like the leader role, is, you know, I'm gonna show you all this cool shit that I've done, and you know, the success I've gotten, and I'm gonna hustle it out, and you know, I'm gonna document it, and you're gonna be like, how's this guy operating on this sort of level? The problem with that is that makes me unrelatable. And once again, I need you to understand that every single thing that comes out of my mouth, I know what effect it's having on you, and I think about it without overthinking about it, because if you overthink about it, then it just gets weird. People think you're not being authentic, you know, back to the authenticity. But my point is, I kind of know how I'm coming off. So yeah, the problem with the leader, sort of the role that I identify with, is it makes me unrelatable. So that's why I tell you guys a lot of my shortcomings, because I need to give you a full range of emotions. Say for example, if you're a bit shy, bit timid, you know, own that personality, make that the one that you identify with most, but also have that side of you that's like success oriented. You know, if it comes to it, you can show people like, look, you make shit happen when it comes down to it. So really you want your social media to be this story where people are getting a bunch of different emotions. There's highs, there's lows. We're gonna be talking about that in different modules. Say for example, in something like an Instagram story, it's amazing to document the high and the low throughout the day. People get so bought into you as a personal brand, and once again, it becomes something that they watch. You become something that they watch, and you unravel every single day. A new aspect of you unravels. I think I'll even leave a DM that I actually got like 10 minutes ago. This girl basically told me like every single day she feels as though I'm unraveling as a person, stuff like that. So really, I would say when you're building your character, pick what you identify with most. You know, are you the strong kind of leader, like say Gary Vee, Tony Robbins? Are you sort of the more passive, technical thinking person, say like Tim Ferriss? Are you more of just like the shy, timid person? You go about doing your thing, but you know, you're happy to share your experience, kind of like Russell Brunson? Are you just a really crass, but like really relatable guy like Alex Becker? You just say completely what's on your mind. Figure out what it is that you identify with, right? And then there's going to be a main emotion that character conveys. So for example, with me, people always say they feel like super motivated by me. That's cool. Now I need people to feel, now I need to give them the other emotions, which is say inspiration or relatability, and you weave that into your character, because as I said, that's going to build trust, and trust is going to be so important in this process. All right guys, that pretty much wraps up character, how I go about thinking about that, how I go about building my character, and examples of other characters out there. Just figure out, think about it. Most people don't think about it at all, and that's usually why they can't really build a brand. So think about it, and I will see you guys in the next module.